welcome to a new episode of Business Compass, the GPS for your business. This is the weekly TV show where we mentor, support, and coach young entrepreneurs, and it's brought to you by Fiducia Services Limited. And on today's very fresh episode, we're talking Waakye and Jollof. And we have in the studio Nana Hasia Abasi, and my two experts are already seated. My pleasure to welcome Mr. Kwame Jantua and Mrs. Mona Quote. You already know them if you've been watching us, and I hope you have been. Welcome, guys.
Thank you, Charlotte.
On today's episode, we're talking food. And we have a young entrepreneur whose talent is for cooking really lovely homemade meals. Her specialties are waakye and jollof rice. And we all know Ghana jollof is the best jollof. And today, she's here. Maybe she will share a few secrets with us. So, Hasia, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here.
It's my pleasure.
You're looking beautiful.
And you too.
Thank you.
And so tell me how you got into waakye and jollof.
Okay.
Why did you pick on those two?
All right. I decided to pick on those two because, first of all, I would say I just have the talent for cooking. But then I chose waakye because anytime I cook waakye at home, family and then friends always complimented me that I do it and then I cook it so well.
I can testify.
Yeah,
you sent me some on my birthday.
Yes, I did.
Yes,
I did. And I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I did.
So that is when I decided to just pick the area which is just waakye. And then when I started with the waakye, I had feedbacks from a few friends and family who were like, okay, can you give us jollof? And then when I did the jollof too, it was perfect. Actually, I included a jollof when my auntie's daughter was going to celebrate her birthday. And then she needed somebody to cater for the birthday party, the food services. So I was like, okay, I can do it. And then I did it. Everybody complimented my jollof at the party. So I decided, okay, then why can't I just add the jollof to the waakye business? So it's just waakye and jollof for now.
Okay, but it's not yet a business, but you want to make it into a business.
Yes, it's not yet a business, but then I want to make it a business.
Sorry. So have you started the process of making it into a business?
Yes, I have.
What have you done?
Yes, I have. So far, I've been able to get the food handling certificate.
That's very important.
Yes,
that's good.
That can give me the privilege to cook, for them to know that, okay, I'm fit to cook the food and the good hygiene. And then I've acquired the AMA certificate also.
Fantastic. So now you're ready and you've done some research. You know what you need to do. Now, before we came on there, you were telling me that you had tested by sending food out to friends and family when they had occasions as a way of testing the market.
Yes.
So has it been well received?
Yes, it has been well received. Even some of my auntie's friend in their offices, she takes it to office, and then anytime they have an occasion, they will ask her, oh, can you please ask Hasia to prepare maybe jollof for 4 for us, and then I will do it. And then they are also giving me good feedbacks anytime they take it together with the waakye.
That's also a very good way of testing the market when you want to go to, when you want to start a business. You start by just doing it for your immediate social circle and use that as a way of refining your product range and seeing what the market likes and what they don't like. So I see some packs of waakye beside you.
Yes,
Bring it on, let's see.
Okay.
Can you just carry with a tray?
Okay.
Remember my table?
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
That's it.
Mona, how does it look? Can we open one or two and see?
It looks good in terms of packaging. I see it has the waakye leaf at the bottom, which is exciting because a lot of people love to eat out of the leaf. So that is nice. Yet hygienic, well covered, and a rubber band to make sure it's...
Yes, it's safe.
Can we open?
Yes, please, you can.
Or should we open? Should we open?
Yes, you can. Sure, Charlotte.
Do you need my assistance?
I think we are okay.
Okay.
That is nice.
It's a full house.
That is good looking, very attractive and sumptuous.
Yeah, I like the leaf.
Thank you.
Kwame, are you drooling?
No, I'm not drooling.
Okay.
Presentation of this package is good. However, when you open it,
Sit down.
the leaves inside don't look that attractive. So
should be a good leaf.
Yes, should be a good leaf. And if possible, I'm not sure whether this container is small, but if you were to pack it wrapped in the leaf instead of like this, it gives it a different feel. Because you've just put the leaves in just to signify something.
Yes.
But wrap it in the leaf in there. So that somebody opens it and it's already wrapped. It gives it a different look.
Well noted.
As in wrapped in the leaf.
Yes,
well
wrapped
noted.
in the leaf.
So we have the full authentic.
This is to protect it, so it's good to do it that way. And in terms of sight, someone sees it and they would want to buy it. Now let's look at your label. Your label looks ordinary.
It should be extraordinary.
Yes, it should be.
Okay.
It looks ordinary like any other label.
Waakye seller.
A Waakye seller.
But do we have to have the picture of the what? But this is the thing. People don't know that. For instance, they are product photographers. So they are photographers that their specialty is food photography. And they will know how to take the pictures of the food, arrange the food properly, and take a picture in a way that is appealing, in a way that is professional, in a way that makes customers want to have it. This picture, like Kwame is saying, is very blah blah, it's very ordinary.
It's very ordinary.
And your watch is not ordinary, so the picture should reflect the product. So you need to also spend time and go for professional photography and have it done and done properly.
Well,
and especially if, like you said earlier, in our earlier conversation, you want to be marketing through social media. It means that you need a photographer that really knows how to display food. Yes. And that would also help your presentation and packaging of the product as well.
You want to go big, yes?
Yes, I do.
And you have your telephone number. Is that your personal telephone number?
That's my personal telephone number.
So if you put your personal telephone number there, people begin to know you that well. You're going to be inundated with telephone calls. You need a business telephone number that people can phone their orders through, and not your personal number. So you've got to look at that one too.
I think maybe it takes us into the whole thing of now you're going to set it up as a business. And Kwame has started hinting at it. You need to start separating yourself and the business. So the business entity should have its own identity, its own contact number. You know, start separating yourself now. That's the same way you're going to be separating the money, which we are going to come into. But start the separation now that you are doing the concept. Kwame.
Are there different packages to this?
Yes, I have other packages, but because of the leaf that I always want to, because a lot of people love to eat their waakye in the leaf. So I didn't just want to put it in the pack without the leaf. So that is why I chose this specific package, so that it can at least, I'll be able to spread the leaf on it before placing the waakye in the leaf. So that is the main reason why I selected this particular package.
So in terms of the package you have, this is a normal package, this color. Can you do a different color to this?
Yes.
Is that available on the market?
It is available.
Yes, I can get a different color, but then not in this container, but in a different design. Yes, but if it's this particular one I'm going to look for in the market, then it's all in this color.
Kwame, why are you going with the color concept for?
Because she wants to be different.
Being different, but usually with food, people, Ghanaians, and I speak from a bit of experience, Ghanaians like to have clear and see what is inside. Immediately it's colored, it's suspect. They want clear to see exactly what is inside, and that's why she would do this. So her differentiation would come from the labeling, making sure that the label is attractive and gives just enough detail.
The other thing, you cook the food yourself?
Yes, I do cook it myself.
The menus are your own menus?
Yes, my own menus.
And so very soon when you start getting
You mean the
bigger,
menus or the recipes?
Well, recipes.
The recipes, yeah.
My own recipes.
You must put something in there that makes it taste different.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
So a time will come when you won't be able to do that. You realize that?
That's true.
So what do you plan for them? Because it should be in your plan.
Yeah.
If you're not going to write things down, in your mindset you should follow a certain trajectory that would get you to where you want to go to with your niche.
Okay, let's get her started and then we'll go We'll look at operations on
All right, with the recipe, if I want to maintain it from now, maybe within the next 3 to 5 years, which I wouldn't be able to do it myself like I cooked it today, then I think I have to prepare my ingredients and then put them down, so that when I'm not available, anybody who is there to prepare the food will just pick the ingredients and then we'll mix it and then have it
exactly. That also carries a certain
yes.
risk. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll look at that. That also carries a certain risk with it.
Okay.
So viewers, if you're following us, this is Hasia. She wants to launch a Waakye business, Waakye Micasa, and we're trying to help her get it right from the beginning, so that as she grows, everything is set already and she's not pulling herself back, so to speak. So please stay with us, and we'll be back shortly after the break.
Immediately the product was actually introduced to me, I wanted to get on it, and that was the Gold Check account, guys. This has actually changed my business. So on the First National Bank app, you have the business toolkits that gives you all the information that you need to run your business, and whatever inquiries you have, they're always ready to answer. And that makes life very easy for me. And you have the in contacts that helps you access every transaction that takes place or happens. Now, point of sales terminal, I market wherever I go, and so I love to have that so I can take payment, especially with those who tell me I do not have cash. A bank that understands that you can start life all over again or start a business from scratch. Very keen on running it and making sure that you grow to the core. It's one you should look out for. My name is Jifa Gray, the CEO of Jifa Gray Creations. I recommend that you sign up to the Gold Check account from First National Bank for a great banking experience.
Whatever the occasion, with ATL, you can never be out of style. ATL, bringing fabric to life.
Welcome back, viewers. This is Business Compass, and we're here with Waakye Micasa, and she wants to start a Waakye business. She's been testing the market with friends and family, and now we want to see how she can launch properly into business. Mona, what are your initial comments?
Yes, thank you, Charlotte. My initial comments are that I'm excited about the fact that she presents in the leaf.
Okay.
Yeah, because that makes it different. It. Yes, I mean, I know there's another company that also does a leaf in a jar. Mm-hmm. She does a leaf in a plate. It's nice. A lot of middle class people always, as you say they've missed eating waakye in the leaf. So this is great.
Thank you.
As Kwame said, just pay attention to the quality of the leaf, each leaf, making sure that it's really wholesome. Noted. Yeah, so that's one of my first comments in terms of presentation. I think you've heard what they've said. In terms of location, for now you're working from home.
Yes, please.
So it means that at this point in time, since you're just trying out, your costs are mixed with your home costs.
Yeah.
Your gas, your electricity, your water is all mixed for now.
It's all mixed
but
for
with
now.
time, when you have your standalone place, you'll be able to segregate that. Yes.
So how does she do her pricing?
So for now, no. For now, she's only pricing based on ingredients, and that's the next thing that we'll talk about. But her overheads will have to leave until she stands alone. Your main costs will be your ingredients. I know power is a big part of it for cooking, but we need to leave that for now. What are your main ingredients, and what would the costs associated with them? Think about that. Now, in terms of labor, because I know that one of the challenges you talked about was fatigue.
Yeah, fatigue.
And I have a strong feeling from what you told us that you are not using enough people, because you're trying to keep the numbers down. You're working out of a home as well.
And she has a full-time job.
Plus you have a full-time job. Okay. So there's fatigue setting in. Yeah. So we need to look at that labor and the numbers associated with that. That will pick up production. So perhaps once you finished your research and your pilot program and you are satisfied that indeed there is good demand that you can feed into, then you will hire more people and move to your place. The last one is utilities, which we've said you will figure out when you go into your new place. However, you should still have a fair idea of what utility bills were before you started producing at home on a pilot basis, and now that you are doing so. That difference will give you an idea. And it will help you in determining what kind of equipment you buy, whether electric gas, or electric gas. What am I saying? Electric stove.
Electric or gas stove.
Or gas stove. In Ghana, you know we do this thing. Every stove is gas. So gas stove or electric stove. Or
which one do you use to cook now?
For now, I'm using the gas stove. Gas.
So you will determine which one is the better one to use. Or whether you are even going to use coal pots and firewood and so forth. I'll come to that in a second. I know it changes flavor and the cooking habit and all that.
It's not good for the environment.
So, well, that's I think most things won't be good for the environment when it comes to this energy production thing, unless you're using solar, which won't work, or wind. But more importantly, one of the big things I was thinking of as you were speaking is you seem to be growing the quantity you now start to cook. And I know that with jollof and waakye,
quantity
when you start cooking larger amounts, the underburns easily. Yes. And I know that people appreciate the kenzo and all that.
They do.
However, there's a smoky flavor that then goes into the jollof. Some people may like, but when I go out and the jollof tastes or smells of burnt under, then I think the chef has failed. How do you manage that for large production?
Okay, with large production with the jollof, I start on time. So let's say if I have to present the jollof around 11 a.m., I'll wake up as early as 5:30 or 4 a.m. So I cook it under low heat.
So it's slow.
So it's a slow cook.
Yeah. So by, let's say, 3 or 4 hours time, I'm able to get everything on point.
Okay.
You only have the smoke where you don't start early and then the fire is too much. When you have the fire very slow and then you just leave it, everything will come out so perfect.
No, that is great. Because in actual fact, slow cooking is less energy use. Yeah. So in fact, you do save on that. So your first issue was fatigue.
Yes.
And we've discussed that. It's a labor-intensive job and it's by fire. So when you move into your production phase, that will change. Quality and growth. You are growing anyway. It's happening organically. Right. Is there any marketing that you feel you need to add over and above your labels and your Instagram and word of mouth? Because honestly, for food, even with restaurants, it's about others telling other people this place is good, this food is good. Yeah. So I think you've already got that covered, and you just take it to the next level.
But how does she maintain quality as the numbers grow? It's still
and
a challenge.
Repeat customers.
Yes, and then back to what Kwame was saying, and keep whatever is your trade secret in terms of how you prepare your waakye. Yes. How do you maintain that as the numbers are now going to get bigger?
So that's why we just talked about quantity and perhaps you changing. And she's told us that she mitigates that by slow cooking. And starting early to make
not
time.
Do it by herself. I'm still worried about that.
We will come to the labor part because Charlotte, as we said, right now she's in the pilot stage.
Yeah.
She's the rainmaker and she needs to make sure she gets it right. I think when Kwame asked her, she mentioned that she would actually list what the ingredients are and list how it's cooked for future people to be able to repeat it. But trust me, no one will be able to cook it the way you.
It's not really about the ingredients.
That's very true.
No one will be able to.
I tried it and then it did not help.
That's right. No one will be able to do that. Only you will be able to do that. So the big question is, and I think I see where Charlotte is going. It's not about you not being there, but what happens when other people also have to help you? How will that work out?
Retain the same quality.
To retain the same quality. You can tell us how you intend to do
All right.
that.
You haven't reached there yet.
Yes, even though I haven't reached there yet, but then how to be able to retain the same quality with the taste, even when I'm not there, is to make sure that I'm able to coach them very well with the way I'm doing it, make sure they have the quantity of the ingredients in the right proportion, not the pepper. If it's, let's say I'm using 1 cup of pepper, I'll make sure that they don't exceed it when I'm not available. Everything should be measured.
Okay.
So even when I'm not there,
have a manual.
Yes,
a sort of a manual.
I think they will learn it over time. These things just take care of themselves over time.
Charlotte, that takes the last two issues that.
Okay, let's go on a break, and when we come back, we'll look at the other issues and probably go into how you're going to finance this business. So viewers, please stay with us. We're talking Waakye Micasa, and we're going to go on a quick break, and when we come back, we'll look at a few other challenges with setting off and then financing. But if you're watching from home and you have a challenge, please send us a 1-minute video to our WhatsApp number 026-300-5055. And we'll be very happy to respond to you and help you in any way that we can. Or maybe you may end up like Nana Hasia, and you'll be sitting in the chair and we'll be discussing your business challenges with you. But stick with us, we'll be back after the break.
Immediately the product was actually introduced to me, I wanted to get on it, and that was the Gold Check account, guys. This has actually changed my business. So on the First National Bank app, you have the business toolkits that gives you all the information that you need to run your business, and whatever inquiries you have, they're always ready to answer, and that makes life very easy for me. And you have the in contacts that helps you access every transaction that takes place or happens. Now, point of sales terminal, I market wherever I go, and so I love to have that so I can take payment, especially with those who tell me I do not have cash. A bank that understands that you can start life all over again or start a business from scratch. Very keen on running it and making sure that you grow to the core. It's one you should look out for. My name is Jifa Bekwe-Gray, the CEO of Jifa Gray Creations. I recommend that you sign up to the Gold Check account from First National Bank for a great banking experience.
Whatever the occasion, with ATL, you can never be out of style. ATL, bringing fabric to life.
Welcome back to Business Compass, the GPS for your business, and we're talking Waakye Micasa, and we have Nana Hasia here, and now we're going to talk about how she's going to finance this Waakye business. So you've got your name, and you've actually done well because you've piloted, so you have a reasonable customer base.
Yes.
All waiting to know that every day they can wake up and eat your waakye and your jollof.
Yes, please.
So, now tell us, how are you going to finance the startup? How much do you think that you need to start?
For a start, I think I'll need about, let's say, 10,000 Ghana cedis to start.
10,000 Ghana
yes,
cedis.
Please.
Okay. How much of this do you have?
I have, let's say, 4,500.
So you need 5,500.
Yes,
okay,
please.
But let's step back a bit. What are you going to use the 10,000 for?
Okay, first of all, I will need a space.
The space is going to take up more than 10,000. Have you identified a place?
Yes, I have identified a place which is not so big, because for now it's just a sole proprietorship business, so I'm not really looking at something
let
big
me ask
for
one
now.
little question there. The space, would it be for sitting, eating, or only for cooking
pickup
and delivery?
No, only cooking and delivery.
Okay, so it won't be a very big space.
It wouldn't
so
be
how
a
much
big
is this
place.
space going to cost you?
Let's say they charge on daily basis.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
They will charge you on daily basis. I had one which was taking 10 cedi a day. And then I had one which was taking 15 cedis a day. So I was trying to negotiate with the 10 cedi a day if I could get it for 5 cedi a day. So that in a year I'll pay 1,000 Ghana cedis.
Nana, please clarify for us. Are we talking about an enclosed space, a shed, an open space? What exactly are we talking about here?
It's not an enclosed place, but it's going to be a shed.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So it's going to be a kitchen, rather a kitchen and delivery.
No, I will cook and then bring it to the shed, but then...
So you cook, you put it in ice chest?
Yeah, in ice chest, and then it's
then
just...
you bring it there and people just pick up?
And go. But then I'm not going to package everything in the container like I did when you come. I just know I'll have everything packaged in a different container, so at least when you come you just pick it up and go, but then you have the privilege to choose whatever you want. Maybe you want
so if I get you right, so there's waakye here, there's the spaghetti in here, there's the
gari here, there's meat here, there's fish here, so at least you are picking and going, but then you can be picky with some of the items.
So you would choose what you want in the container.
Yes, please. So
and that space is 10 cedis a day?
Yes, please.
Okay. What other costs are we looking at?
And then apart from the equipment, gas, cylinder.
What makes up the equipment?
Pots.
Pots?
Yes, please. Saucepan, which I will need a bigger saucepan. And then a saucepan to fry the shito. And then I will need saucepan for fish and plantain.
Okay, you'll need saucepans. Pots and pans.
Yes, and then I will need ice chest.
I was just going to say that you'll need ice chest.
Warm at all time, because it has to
and
be
quite
warm.
A variety.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'll need about 2 ice chests for the waakye and then for the jollof.
Just please clarify this for me. In terms of cooking, previously you said you're going to use gas. So what's the pot for?
Yeah, the gas is to
power the fire. What Kwame is saying is you are talking about utensils. We wanted to hear what cooking apparatus, like are you buying a commercial stove?
Yes.
Are you buying a refrigerator, freezer to stock your meat and things?
Yes, I'm buying a commercial stove, and then I will need, like you said, I didn't mention that the refrigerator, because you need to stock your stuff to always have it fresh.
So the commercial stove will be a gas commercial stove?
Yes, please.
So not a pot?
No, not at all.
Okay. What else do you need?
And then I think I will need
so in terms
my
of
label.
Yeah,
I really need to work on the label to make it. I listed that
so that's for
make it more presentable and more attractive.
Nana, let's do this a bit properly. There are 2 types of expenditure when it comes to someone starting up, and we call one capital expenditure. Those are the big ticket items that you purchase to use. Your commercial stove, your refrigerator, and that's why when you said 10,000 Ghana cedis, Charlotte was a little surprised because you need to set up your kitchen. You are a chef. You seem to be talking about the outlet where you push the product. We want to talk about that kitchen. Is that in the 10 cedis a day place? Is the kitchen going to be set up there?
Yes, it's going to be set up there.
So
with the 10 cedi a day.
Very good. So in that kitchen,
I thought that was just the outlet. You take it there, you sell. You're not cooking there.
No, I'm not cooking there.
Where will you cook?
I'll cook from home.
Will you continue to cook from home? No. Is home going to be the
when
base?
When it's expanding, eventually I have to start.
We are talking about future. So okay, tell us for future.
Okay, so for future, I don't think I'll be able to be cooking from home. I'll need a bigger and then a wider place.
Nana, let me understand. At the present moment, you're cooking from home.
Yes, please.
You're here to see how you can progress that out.
From home.
So this discussion has got to do with when you progress it out.
Okay.
What do you require?
Right, now
so if you still cook from home and you've got this, you have two costs.
Yes.
Remember that you haven't been able to identify the other incidentals that are at home that you're not even adding to your cost.
Yeah.
So please focus it on, so you've moved.
Okay.
This is what I require.
Okay. So let's go back to location.
Okay.
Now let's not talk about the 10 CD location. We are talking about a location which has a kitchen and a place for delivery and a place for sitting. Okay. What do you think that would cost you?
Okay. Well, the place, if I really want a bigger and a larger place, that would cost me, let's say, there are others that would charge you, let's say, 5,000 for let's say 2 years or 3 years, 5,000 Ghana cedis. If you want a bigger place, 3 years, 4 years, 2. It depends on the location. That would depend. You can get it for like 5,000.
Should I tell you what I'm thinking?
Yes.
Okay. So, and it's really good that this conversation is happening now.
Okay.
What you're trying to do is to limit the business to what you have. And it's bootstrapping. That's how you started. But you need to be very clear. So you've decided 10,000 because for you, you've saved up 4-5. And I'm sure you're thinking, if I continue this deliveries to friends and family for a few more months, I can save up to 10. But that's not really what you need.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're trying to pull you back. And what we're trying to tell you is you need to go back and really start thinking about it as a business.
Okay.
And so it would have been better for you to figure that I actually need 20,000.
Okay.
Because whatever costs you put down when you're starting a business in the planning stage, the one thing you can be sure of is that you're going to need more than what you planned for. So you haven't thought about your stove, you haven't thought about the space, you haven't thought about the actual big ticket equipment that you need. We've even talked about fridge. We haven't talked about the freezer. It's not everything that you can put in either. You need a fridge, you need a freezer, you need your big commercial, you need blenders. So it's more complicated than you are making it out to be. But you also don't have to be in a rush.
No.
It's better that you take your time and you plan. And you also figure out, maybe that if you invested 10,000 in it, in a year, roughly, say you're going to make 100,000 in a year in revenue. Okay. It's possible that you may invest the 20 or 30,000 that you need, and then you may be making 5 times more than that. So you need to pull back a bit and really start working at it, and don't limit it to what you have. That's why it's a business, and there are ways of financing businesses. But you need to be clear what the business needs before we can look at the kinds of financing arrangements that we can support you with in terms of advice. Is it equity from other friends and family? Is it debt financing? But you need to start looking at I don't think you're also looking at your records properly. You really need to now start detaching and looking at the business records, what you're selling. If I was doing this full time, what would I be selling? Would I be able to do more? And in that case, would I need more capital to put into this?
So, Charlotte, if Nana's dream is to grow bigger than what she has now, and I believe that is the dream, then there's something that Kwame always comes up with, and it's basic. You need a business plan. What we've just done with you is an exercise towards laying out your thoughts to create a business plan. So, to start with, in the business plan, you think of, what do I need for this business? And we talked about capital expenditure. Those big ticket items that you buy one time, or at least for the next 5 years, that you don't buy again. Then you buy your utensils and so forth. Then you look at your recurring expenses, buying gas from the cylinder with the gas in it, buying your onions, all your ingredients, and then your labor, as Charlotte has said, and your utilities. that's going to become critical. You still have to have the lights on, fans on, and
water.
so forth.
Yes.
Water,
space.
refuse collection. There's a lot that goes on. So all that, you start to list it. Once you've done that, you will then be able to cost it and know, is it 20,000, is it 40,000? And also, as you do this, there's a trigger to quantity. What kind of stove do I need to be able to cook for 100 packages or 1,000 packages a day? Okay. So you're looking at quantity in deciding the kind of machine you are going to buy. Okay. Of course, the more you cook, the more money you can make, the more revenue.
I was going to say that because there's the economies of scale. So if you invest 10,000 cedis, like I was saying, it may only enable you to cook 100 packs a day. However, if you invested 30,000 cedis, it may enable you to cook 500 packs a day.
Yes.
The more quantities you're cooking, the lower your costs, so the higher your profits. And all this would also determine your pricing, because we started at the beginning, we flirted a bit with the issues about differentiation of your brand. What makes your Waakye different from the other ones? But you need to do this business plan, this exercise. Then we can actually help you in terms of what is going to be your pricing, because how is it going to be different from the other ones on the market?
Get to pricing, the business plan will help her to know how much she needs to invest. Which is the number one thing.
What is the market out there for you?
Yes, from
who is your
now
target?
To that time. What is it that you need to invest before we even get into all that? But I like your style. That is that you are working, making that money, and still maintaining your market so that you don't lose your market. You're still working into it and saving. And you must plan that in a year or two, I should have raised enough funds. So by now you should be shopping around to see what kind of equipment is available and what the prices.
Knowing her, I think she's done that.
I've done that.
Fantastic. So you know that.
I've been able to acquire some of them already.
Excellent. So you started buying in little bits. That's typical women.
She's a smart young lady.
Now, two things you should be very mindful of. Begin to take out of your mind the type of pricing you're using now, because you're working from home. And the other incidentals of having a place doesn't come in. 2, you should also be very mindful of the competition around you. It's key. You're doing a delivery service. Yes, there are tons of people doing a delivery service. There are some of your customers or some of people who don't know you, who by word of mouth, they'll get to know you. But if you're not pricing your product at a certain price that people are used to, then it can become challenging. That's why it is key to put your business plan in place. And you've got to test the market. The other thing I wanted to add in terms of being able to hold your recipe, instead of just getting people to, you show them, what you do is that, say you get 5 cooks.
Yes.
First thing, let them cook jollof the way they cook it and monitor them. Taste it. That is when you'll be able to tell them, you didn't put this in right, you didn't put this in right, you didn't put this in right.
Adjustments.
Yes, before you now show them what to do. By so doing, you've seen their mode of cooking. If it's not right for you, you can teach them. But the moment you impose your mode on them, when you leave, they'll go by the way they understand.
How they do it?
They'll do it their way. And then you say to yourself, this thing isn't tasting the way I wanted it to taste. So you've got to be able to be their friend. And that's the thing a lot of businesses don't do. They've got to be your friend, they've got to be your brother, they've got to be your sister. And you've got to have the patience to be able to teach them.
That's right.
Now, don't look at the money. Don't look at the money. Look at the quality of products you're producing. Because if that quality is good, I'll be sitting in my office in Roman Ridge, and you might be in some part of Accra, but I will call you for you to deliver to me.
So quality, not money.
Yes, quality, not money. The quality comes first.
At the pattern.
Yes.
Exactly.
If the quality is good, look, I'll give a typical example. For services, people, you're going to an office to market your product. You walk in dressed to the hilt. The moment the managing director or whoever sees you, wow, this woman knows what she's about.
Is that what they think?
They haven't even spoken to you.
Men's mentality.
They haven't even spoken to you. But the mere fact of the way you have entered and the way you're dressed,
it's all about the package.
It has sold yourself.
Yes.
Sold yourself. Yes, sold yourself already. Your people who are serving, they should be dressed well. The fact that they are not in the public eye, they should still be dressed well.
They get used to it now.
They get used to it. When you now, because definitely you're going to graduate to restaurant status. The moment you get there, they already know what the beef is.
How to be neat.
How to be neat.
And look neat.
Key.
I was going to ask a question. How do you get client feedback?
Mostly when I deliver, if I don't get any feedback, I'll try and then call them and then ask them, when you try the waakye, did you like it? Is there anything, was the pepper too hot? Is there anything that I didn't add you think I should add to my ingredients? And any feedback they give me, I take well notes of it. Some of them are like, oh, sometimes the pepper is too hot, so at least I try to minimize the quantity of the pepper, because it's hot.
Why don't you do different versions, a mild one and then the really hot one for whoever wants it?
Then I think I have to put that in a different container, which has hot and then mild. So if you want the mild pepper, you just go with it. If you want the hot one, then you go with it. So with the feedback, if the feedback don't come, I go in for the feedback.
So let me add to you. Now, when you have big clients who are always buying your food, don't call. Go there.
Okay.
We need to go on a break. And when we come back, we will continue with this very interesting waakye and jollof discussion.
Immediately the product was actually introduced to me, I wanted to get on it. And that was the gold check account, guys. This has actually changed my business. So on the First National Bank app, you have the business toolkits that gives you all the information that you need to run your business, and whatever inquiries you have, they're always ready to answer. And that makes life very easy for me. And you have the in contacts that helps you access every transaction that takes place or happens. Now, point of sales terminal, I market wherever I go, and so I love to have that so I can take payment, especially with those who tell me I do not have cash. A bank that understands that you can start life all over again or start a business from scratch. Very keen on running it and making sure that you grow to the core. It's one you should look out for. My name is Jifa Bekwe-Gray, the CEO of Jifa Gray Creations. I recommend that you sign up to the Gold Check account from First National Bank for a great banking experience.
Whatever the occasion, with ATL, you can never be out of style. ATL, bringing fabric to life.
Welcome back to Business Compass, and today we're talking Waakye Micasa with Nana Hasia Abasi. And Hasia, so I mean, we've talked a lot. We've talked about combining full-time work and trying to get this off the road. We've talked about the kind of capital we think you need going forward and the things you should be thinking about, why you need a business plan and all the issues you need to build in, and then also issues around customer service and ensuring that the quality of the food stays consistent or even improves as you expand, and the packaging and all that. Now, I think we need to talk about how are you managing the money that you're getting now? How are you tracking that? Because this is going to be the main source of funds that you're going to need to grow the business.
Yeah.
Are you doing well there? How do you think you're doing?
I would say so far so good, even though it has not been easy with money management.
So why is it so good?
So good because I'm able to manage the money in a sense that I'm able to acquire some of the equipment, like I said, that I will need for my...
Before we talk about what you've been able to do, how are you tracking the money?
How am I tracking the money?
Yes.
Okay, I'm able to track the money by the demand.
No, how do you get paid?
Writing it down?
Okay.
Whenever you buy something.
Yes, whenever I buy something, yes, I keep records of it, and then the amount involved that I used to.
Where do you keep this record? Where?
I have a book that I have a booklet that I keep track of all the equipment that I buy, and then anything I buy in terms of the equipment, if there's a receipt, I put the receipt attached to the book so that anytime I'm making reference, at least I know that okay, I'm able to keep track. Yeah, this is the amount I use.
Okay, so at least you're separating the business money from your money.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
How about when you receive money? When clients pay you, how do you keep that money?
When clients pay me, first of all, I will have to take money that I'm going to use for equipment, for ingredients on my next cooking. That is the first money I take. Second, because I'm looking at the business to grow in the next 5 to 3 years, I'm looking at a bigger and a wider space. I try to keep money for that as well. And then...
So, hold up. So, from the money that you make, that you get, you take out the one for...
Ingredients.
For ingredients for the next batch of cooking.
Yes.
Then you put a little something aside towards your future.
Yes.
That's really brilliant. This is old school female way of doing business.
Exactly.
I like
this. Covers her costs.
Thank you.
And then she saves for the future.
Yes,
so
fantastic.
Let me ask you, how do you save for the future?
Okay, I have a savings account. Yes, I have a savings account even before I started.
This is how our mothers used to do business.
Yeah. So anytime I'm able to get the order and then I sell and then I take the money, I don't keep it with me for the next, let's say, 72 hours. Within 24 hours, it has to go to the savings account, because if I'm not able to deposit early, by the time you realize, you end up using the money for something you haven't even planned for. So I try as much as possible.
What's the interest you make on the savings account?
Okay, month.
I'm getting
and the savings, I think 1 CD 50 pesos.
1 CD 50 pesos?
Yes, every month, yes.
Every month?
Yes, 1 CD 50 pesos.
Okay, let me give you a suggestion. And it works for some. And depending on how diligent you are, it can work for you.
Okay.
And it doesn't matter how much money you put there.
Okay.
The money you put into savings, put it into treasury bills.
Okay.
And you know what? There are some banks in the country today that you can add money to your treasury bills. There are some you can't. Some is locked. The moment you put the money there, it's locked. Okay. So the money is working for you.
Okay.
Money should work for you. You don't have to work for the money. So as you put that there, what it now does is that when you now get to a certain stage and you want to go to the bank for money, there is a record of you having some money there that you can put into the business. Okay. And it's a good thing that you're putting money aside.
Yes.
A lot of businesses don't put money aside. You even put money aside before you even pay your bills.
Yes.
You put money aside before you even pay yourself.
No, she's doing the classic thing.
Yes.
She is.
You know?
She is
so you're on the right trajectory. Keep it up.
Okay.
Sustainability is the name of the game. If you can't sustain it, then you're going to kill your business, no matter how small the money is.
And she separated herself from the business.
Little drops of water. Have this notion. Little drops of water will always make a mighty ocean.
Yes, that's very true, because when I was even started, I didn't know I could do all this.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
But then
now,
I took a bold step and then I was there.
The other thing, don't try and be boss when you see things are going well.
Okay.
You know, Ghanaian business.
Yes.
The moment things start going well, we are
Chief
boss.
Executive Officer.
Exactly.
He has an office.
As much as possible, the people you work with,
stay with them.
Stay with them.
Okay.
Work with them.
Be their everything. Okay. Get to know what is happening in their life, what's happening with their children, so that they see you more as a mother.
Okay.
When they are now working for you, they will kill themselves to work for you. But the moment you start showing them that I'm boss, you're a worker, that's a very difficult thing, because it's food you're doing. They can spoil the taste.
It's
If
true.
you spoil the taste, they spoil your market.
Well noted.
Yes.
Is there anything else you think you want to bring up that we should help you address?
How are you doing the deliveries?
I have a dispatch rider.
Your own?
Yes. No, not my own, but then I'm working in collaboration with him. I was doing the delivery myself when I started, but then because I have a full-time job, it wasn't helping, because sometimes they will call me and then I have to get the food ready. Getting the food delivered was a problem. So I had someone, I spoke with him and then he was ready to work with me. So when the food is ready, I call him at any time and then he picks it up.
I don't know whether this will help you, but think about it. You know, there are quite a lot of companies in Ghana today who do fruit juices.
Fruit juices?
Yes, fruit juices.
Yes.
You don't supply fruit juice with your food?
No, even though I'm good at doing what they call...
I don't expect you to do it because that will be added cost.
Okay.
If there's a company around, because I know in your part where you pig farm there, there are people who do fruit juices.
Yes.
Go to them and have some partnership with them so that when you're selling, you can tell your clients that you also do fruit juices and you get it from them. What it does is that it opens your market in his eyes. He would want to sell his fruit juice. He knows your food will sell his fruit juice and he can open your market too for you.
Thank you so much. Well noted. That's a very important point.
Exactly. Collaboration.
Collaboration.
Wow.
Good.
We're going to go to Coach's Corner now, and when we come back from Coach's Corner, we'll try and wrap up the discussion with Waakye Micasa. So please stay with us and join us in Coach's Corner.
Good evening. Welcome to Coach's Corner on Business Compass. I am Coach Bell. Today we're talking about taking action. Let me ask you a question. What is that one thing that keeps dragging you away from pursuing that dream, that opportunity, that goal? Is it that you feel you are inadequate? Is it that you want to learn one more thing before you act? Is it that you feel you must watch one more YouTube video before taking action? Is it that you feel you need to read one more book or article before you are ready? And then just one more something, and just one more, and so on. Eventually, you suffer information overload and never take a single step towards your action. This is almost always driven by fear. Fear of failure, fear of looking like an idiot, fear of not being good at something you really want to be good at, and so on. At some point, you must stop learning and start doing. You have to face that fear. You have to shake off that fear. You have to act regardless of that fear. That is how you succeed. Start taking action this day. That's our show for today. Before I leave you, remember that the hardest work of all is to do nothing. Think about that. Take care till I see you next week.
Welcome back from Coach's Corner. Thank you, Coach Bell. Words of wisdom, we enjoyed it. And we're still here with Nana Hasia. Hasia.
Yes.
So, you've learned a lot today, haven't you?
A lot.
Guys, what do you think?
You just said the word focus.
Focus, huh?
On that growth,
Yes.
that goal, that vision she has.
Yes. Okay, right there.
Because she's doing so well in terms of working towards the
Thank
vision.
You so much.
No, you're doing fantastic.
Thank you so much.
I'm very proud of you. You're
I'm
doing
glad
very
to
well.
hear
You're
that.
very...
Thank you so much.
You are saving,
You're
you are
driven,
working.
you know exactly what you want.
You're growing the
And
business.
you're working
Thank
at
you
it.
so much.
It's a bit dusty. So we're going to give this to you so that you always remember to
Thank you so
focus
much.
on your that big vision you have, that big goal.
vision.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So what's final words of advice?
Kwame, you want to go first?
Yes. I think you seem to have wrapped everything up. It's just a question of little pointers that you need to be very much aware of. Your business plan, your location, your pricing, your competition, and to make sure that you keep the taste of your menu so that at least it stays.
I feel good about your trajectory, where you're going. I will just sound a note of caution. Kwame has given you many nuggets of advice that will help you along the way. You need to be strong and you need to stay focused. You have the plan. things will come up to derail you, unexpected, unbudgeted, all sorts of things. But stay focused. Stay true to your dream. Don't start overdoing the dream. Oh, I'm going to start grilling this. I'm going to start chichinga. I'm going to stay focused and stay close and true to the dream. Okay, you are doing well with jollof and waakye. It comes with all the other condiments. Stick to it. Charlotte talked to you about customer taste, whether mild, hot, this, add that. Do a bit of that, but stay true to your waakye and jollof.
If you are watching from home and you want to start a food business or any business, I think today there were some really, really great tips on the need to study a bit more about your clientele, pilot it like she did. You know, you test it out with friends and family while she's still maintaining a job. Do a business plan. Calculate very carefully the cost that you need before you launch and all the certifications and the statutory authorities that you need to register with. So take your time and plan it. I think good planning always pays off when you launch the business. So take your time, plan it, and we wish all of you out there who want to be business people, wish you all the very best. And remember, we're here for you. Send your comments and your challenges and we'll be happy to support you. This has been Business Compass, brought to you by Fiducial Services Limited. I'm very happy to have hosted you today, and I thank Mona and I thank Kwame for joining me in the studio today, and thank you, Hasia. Good luck to Waakye Micasa.
Thank you so much. My name is Nana Hasia. My line of services is food services, which is waakye and then jollof. I had the privilege to be on Business Compass today, and then what I have learned today is to work hard and then stay focused on what I'm doing. I've learned not to look out for the money for now, but then focus on quality, not money. And I've also learned that money should rather work for me, not me working for the money. And then collaboration, I should be able to collaborate with other business entrepreneurs also that are coming up, that I can add together to what I'm doing, so that I'll be able to sell my brand and then add maybe a little bit of juice to it, which comes with the collaboration.
The business tips are proudly brought to you by First National Bank.
Hello everyone, it's always a delight to come your way again with a business tip. Today's tip is on doing business in Ghana, in West Africa, and in Africa, as I've said. So we have a huge market. We have a big continent, a natural resource rich continent, and it's a big playing ground for all of us who want to do business and earn some good money. So considering that money is my own natural energy yield, first, you decide what you want to do, which we've discussed. We are going to disrupt the current market, come up with something novel, something new, something that applies technology. We use digitization to make payments, and that allows us to do business in Ghana, in West Africa, and in all of Africa. So we'll be crossing borders. What are some of the businesses that we can do, considering that some of us are Anglophone and some of us are Francophone in this big region? Let's look at things that people need and people use. That goes above the barriers of language or even culture. So let's think of things that we use. What do we use? We all use deodorants. We all use body creams. We all use face creams, whether we are male, female, children, or adults. So let's think of products that cuts across barriers. And those products, we can take them in Ghana, outside Ghana, and into the west of Africa. We all know that a free trade act has been passed across the continent, and this is the time so opportune to go out there, market your business across the continent, and sell into the continent. I wish you all luck as you go into Africa and as you do well. Thank you and have a blessed week.